Alright, welcome back to Super Ultra Budget Magic Online. This is a deck tech for my Black Vehicles deck for Modern. This is based largely on the Mono Black Vehicles deck that was featured on the Budget Magic series for MTG Goldfish. And this version is cheaper. This one drops some of the more expensive removal and some of the more expensive creatures, and ends up really loading up on some pretty huge card draw engines. So tons of card advantage. Some of the removal in the other deck that you'll see, some of the removal that you'll frequently see in lists is going to be Inquisition of Kozilek, Thoughtseize. This has one copy of Blackmail in the main board. Doesn't give you quite the same kind of selection on your first turn, but what it does do, it largely makes up for that in terms of the raw power of the card. If your opponent only has lands in their hand, or if they have cards with converted mana cost greater than 3, or if your life total is in jeopardy, you get to draw a card regardless. I've got a couple more of those in the sideboard, and some Wrench Mind, which is just raw card draw, 2 cards for 2 mana. Another card that I have really enjoyed from the new set, I think it's been overlooked by pretty much everyone, is Sword Point Diplomacy. Lot of raw power right here. One of the typical downsides that you get with card draw in black is that you pay life to draw cards. You don't have to do that with this card. You can draw 3 cards for 3 mana. So that's pretty fantastic in and of itself. And the supposed downside is that they can choose any of those that you don't get to draw, but they have to pay 3 life for each of those cards that they want to put into exile. So if you look at the numbers, suppose you go through a play set of these in the course of a game, it costs you 12 mana, and it's enough to kill the opponent and still draw 5 cards. Granted, they choose which part of it they want to deal with, and so it's more likely that you're going to end up drawing more like 8 of those cards and deal them a bunch of damage, and they'll deal with it. But it still nets you a whole lot of cards in hand. Ends up being a fantastic card. You couple that with some more card draw out of the Pain Seer. The downside on the Pain Seer is damage. It works kind of like Bob in this deck. A whole lot cheaper than Bob. You're able to tap it down pretty consistently with the vehicles in the deck, especially Smuggler's Copter. Daredevil Dragster gives you potential to end up drawing even more cards if you use it up. So that's helpful. A lot of these cards with Inspired, like King Macar and your Pain Seer, you can start doing that on the first turn if you've got a vehicle out, because you don't have to wait for their Summoning Sickness to be done. King Macar ends up exiling creatures. It's not even just destroying creatures. You exile creatures, 1 target at a time, and you get gold out of it, which is the old version of Treasure. Hex Parasite is fantastic against Planeswalkers, which are, I anticipate, going to become a little more prevalent. Bloodsoaked Champion, because of its recursion, you end up with card advantage out of this as well. And Night Market Lookout ends up being a fantastic drain going on behind the scenes, even when you can't swing with anything. Vault Scourge lifelink creature, allows you to crew a smuggler's copter or to swing in with lifelink in the air. And flying is still valuable in the format. So a lot of fun to play. Hoping to get some videos posted before too long. Thanks for watching.